Hey everybody, welcome to Keys to the Jet. Oh shit, I just knocked something over on my desk. Fuck. Today we're having a my name is Red. Today we're having a Raptor Party.
Woo!
Yeah.
Got one gift of Earth right here.
Dude, I need one of those, bro. One of those monsters. I just woke up.
I'm on round two, dude.
I need like 3 of them. Just shotgun them. That's what I need, man. Just woke up.
So I mix them up in my handy dandy KC cup. I put some like sparkling water in.
Sparkling. The fancy stuff.
Yeah, dude. Right, get out of here. Go.
What up? I'm Red. What's up, dude?
I'm Blackbeard.
Little Mikey.
Little Mikey is back.
How many times you got to be on here to be a guest? I mean, one time is just guest appearance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Little
guess
Mikey's
a recurring guest.
You're a recurring guest. Little Mikey's VIP.
I pretty much run this show at this point.
Little Mikey's filling in for Rhino today. Rhino is probably out hunting for Bigfoot.
Yes. Hunting for Pumbaa.
Hunting for Pumbaa.
He's big hunting.
He hasn't responded to that shit yet. You know that, right? He hasn't said a word.
Fab laughed about it on Instagram.
He did, but he didn't fucking text us and be like, what a dick.
I don't know what's up with him. He's super MIA now.
He's way MIA. Way MIA. So what's up, dudes? What you been up to? What has everybody? Welcome to the Raptor Party. What's everybody been doing?
Dude, playing Starfield.
Starfield.
Oh man, it's this new Bethesda game that came out, man. It's like Skyrim, but it's in outer space.
Yeah.
Doing my VA crap too, man. That is such a pain in the ass.
Yep. Told you.
When you said that, I thought of Star Fox. You guys remember that game?
Dude, Star Fox on the 64 and 64, right?
Every time I went to Walmart, I had to stop and play that shit.
Hell yeah. Where you're like looking up, they have it at the very top, and you're just like looking up, fucking breaking your neck.
Hold on, Mom. Hold on.
Mom, I don't want to play. No, I don't want to leave.
Or the Blockbuster. Blockbuster had Star Fox also.
Hell yeah. Blockbuster, or what was it? Hollywood Video. I think you had that shit too.
Ooh, speaking of,
what do you have? You have a Blockbuster Video. What are you doing? What are you
I'm getting the wallet out.
His old Blockbuster card.
It looks like he's reaching into his pants.
Where's it at? There it is. Boom.
Oh, there. Whoa. Wow. Blow the dust off that bitch.
It's in his wallet.
Yeah, it's like you use it every day.
Just in case they open one back up.
Just in case.
That's in the very back behind everything. You're like, yeah.
No, there's one Blockbuster left, I thought.
Oh, I think there is. Like in Washington State or some shit.
Yeah, it's up north somewhere.
That's what Google just said.
In in my area, we didn't have a Blockbuster because we were in a small
because you were in the desert.
Small Arizona town, but we did have a knockoff called Hollywood Video, which was pretty cool. I remember going there renting like video games for my PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2.
Nice. There was before Blockbuster was a thing, we had like a local video store, and I remember I would beg Mom, "Can we go to the video store? Can we go to the video store?"
They had a curtain covering the back, and you're like, "What's that?"
The B curtain.
That's the porno room. Don't go in there.
Stick your head through.
Like, Mom, what's back there? Like creepy old dudes. What
Dad's in the back
here, boy? Got a big old handlebar mustache. What you doing back here, boy? Better leave.
Actually,
right there.
The local video store was owned by I guess the guy was into meth or something, and he got busted. Typical. And then they shut that down. Then later they opened a tattoo shop there, and he was what did they call that place? It was
tattoos and videos.
Meth Central.
Tiny's or Tweakers or something. I don't know. They called it something silly.
Oh yeah, well of course it's fucking Tweakers. Yeah, dude, we had a Wendy's that was really awesome, but I guess one employee was selling
Great meth.
meth out the window, and so they shut that bitch down.
That sucks.
And now it's like a Chinese restaurant.
No,
Now they're selling heroin.
Yeah, I think they might have turned it into an O'Reilly's now. Like it's been so many things from when I was a kid to now. It might be an O'Reilly's. O'Reilly's. Get your own meth.
Dude, I didn't realize it was, that's 29 giving birth to that. That was that jet that freaked out when I ran it one time.
You talking about your picture?
Yeah.
Your Raptor Party picture?
Yeah,
Or-
Blackbeard and I were like the K-Seal hit team in like,
So,
golly, was that
what was that?
08, 09? We
Nice.
basically,
Nine.
Somewhere
That's-
around there.
That should be an Elmo jet, right?
No, it was at
29
Tyndall.
is probably up in Langley now.
Mm-hmm.
Should be. Dude,
All the
yeah,
Raptor jets started with a 1.
Oh no. Yeah, we were. Yeah, I just saw the 29. I didn't see the first number.
Yeah.
Zero.
029. That's like a what? 001 or an 00 jet? No, 29 's
Yeah.
Like the ever elusive Hanger Queen number 2.
Oh yeah, that thing was all fucked.
Yeah, they shipped 2 out probably about 2 years ago, maybe from here.
Yeah, they put it in some museum, didn't they?
Yeah, that big NASA guppy looking thing came and got it.
Dang. That thing's
Swallowed
pretty
it
cool.
up.
Have you ever seen that thing up close? Well, obviously you came and got it, your fucking jet. So I synced it when I was out in Texas. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was here at Tyndall for years. It just
I was gonna say I saw it at Tyndall, is when I was up close to it.
The guppy?
No, 02.
Where were you working?
At Tyndall?
Yeah.
No, that was tech school, and then I was supposed to be there, and I was there for like a week in Bones, and then they switched my papers, and I moved again, and then I went to Alaska.
When were you in tech school?
07?
Oh, okay. No, that's cool.
Dang. Mikey was in 07?
Yeah.
07.
Did you work with Corsi up there?
Yes, he
I did not, but I worked. And
Yes, you
yeah.
did.
I worked with Court.
Yeah, you did.
ED, what was he? ED 3 or some shit.
EC3.
Yeah,
Eddie.
EC3. How many?
We had all a bunch of Tyndall guys there at the 90th.
I want to
Yeah.
say he just retired, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I think so. He should.
Everybody's getting ready to retire that we all went in with.
Mhm. Weird.
What is
Everybody,
this?
dude.
What's today's date? The 6th?
Yeah.
14
Yeah.
more days, man.
Dang, dude.
20 years, 5 months, 5 days.
Well, congrats. That's that's a long haul, dude. That's a lot of
Hell yeah.
dealing with changes and bullshit.
Yeah, isn't that crazy, man? I kind of it's weird how things work out, right? In the beginning, you're like pushed and pressed and like, oh man, you need to do this, you're gonna be this, you're gonna be that. And then the older you get, and then the more like normal civilian life you get, you start realizing I don't want to go to the meeting in the morning and then the afternoon.
Fucking
I don't
hate
wanna-
meetings, dude.
I don't want to do that. And then, you know, a lot of the dudes that you work with who eventually move on and go farther, and then they wind up at the same place you are, but they spent 90% of their life in their 22 years at work. And that was not for me. And I think I realized that after I got in trouble at my 10th year mark. And I figured, dude, you were just one mistake away from being replaced and forgotten, no matter how hard you work. And I was like, I'm just going to ride this thing out.
Yeah, I think I realized that. I got tired of you get to Fat Boy Camp at 4:30
Woo!
and you do that for 2 hours, 3 hours, and then you work 14, 16 hours because nobody else knows how to do shit. And then you get to go home and do it all again.
That's always fun. I was thinking about staying in for 20, but then by the time I hit my 6, man, Big Blue and we just didn't see eye to eye. Didn't see eye to eye. I liked being inside the red line and working with all of my peeps, all my crew dogs, right?
Yep.
Everything outside of it, bro. I was just like, I'm over it.
But you know what? I am super thankful for the things that are afforded me. We definitely are different than regular people. I mean, I don't want to say civilians because it's such a weird term, but we're definitely different. We're not the same cut as people that never went in, and we're definitely not the same cut as people in different career fields either.
No, I agree. I can't say enough good things about what I've gotten out of, this career. And it's not the whole bleed blue integrity, man. I learned hard. No, man, it's so much more than that. And I'd do it again if it was like the same climate and mindset that it was when I first came in. But now it's like, believe it or not, the Air Force is following along with like woke guidelines. People are allowed to have their pronoun attached to their signature. Now, I'm not going to make a big deal about that because I don't give a shit.
I still can't get over you guys can use your pockets now. So, that would blow me away.
When like younger airmen were like talking to you, did you know what they were saying? Like, for real, Sergeant, I don't. Oh,
dude, it's got worse. We've got a person that we work with, and man, she's just out there with that. And we have our own personal translator that works.
Bro, they're like, bro, that flight chief got riz, bro.
There's dyed hair and pronouns and hands in pockets and walking and talking on cell phones. And
I saw when I was working over at the 16s here at Edwards, I saw this dude walk by and his haircut and like beard and everything. I was like, what the fuck is happening to the Air Force? Yeah, no. So he was over at somewhere else, but it was basically like that.
He looked like that.
I was like, yes, he did. I was like, what? Yo, when I was in as a senior airman, you know what I mean? I mean, they would have been like, Arn, just get your shit done. I know you're getting out soon, but you would have gotten your ass stomped for that kind of stuff. Now it's just like, whatever, man, just let it roll. You're like,
I don't want to hurt guys' feelings.
Well, and I wonder if this is just our progression and where we're at for our particular time in the world, because the old, like the Vietnam guys, they were, you guys are pussies. This is nothing like when we came in, and I'm sure the Korea guys were the same way, and the World War II guys were the same way.
You bitches. Yeah.
So I'm wondering if this is just for our progression for the time and place that we are. But yeah, it ain't what we signed up for.
The problem I got with all of it is because I feel like all the tradition is leaving. Yeah. And that's like something, at least like the Vietnam guys and like us and Desert Storm and shit compared to us, still had that fucking tradition and fucking, it still felt like the military. It seems like the shit that's going on now is fucking not the military anymore. It's more like a bullshit business.
It's crazy
100%.
It's crazy to see how lax they are with like uniform stuff. You see cats that are wearing Chucks, like brown Chucks that match their uniform, not boots, just like Vans or whatever they can find. You know what I mean? And you're like, dude, for real?
Well,
for real.
To piggyback off of what Blackbeard said.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I'm really proud of the time that I put in and when I served and things like that, and because of those traditions. And since they're going away, it was something to be in the military and to do what we did. And now with those traditions going away, it's like, and now they've even laxed the entrance even more because they're so low on recruits. So I read a thing a couple of days ago that now, like basically you can just be a complete retard and do whatever you want. You can get in because they're low on recruits, and so they don't care.
I'm hoping that's the case because I'm trying to push my stepson in.
Hell yeah! You guys remember having to sit like at basic and like shine and polish your boots for like an hour and hours, and then you get yelled at if it wasn't like if it wasn't a mirror. Now people are shaving the top.
Dude,
even afterwards, every Sunday.
ABUs. I couldn't wait to get. Is that what it was called? Yeah, the ABUs. Yeah, right when I stood on staff it was like right when they came out, and I was like, oh sweet, I don't have to do this whole uniform shit. Looking back, I'm like, that kind of like made you proud of who you were. Every Sunday, an hour and a half or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Start your sleeves.
Oh yeah,
shine your boots, get them ready.
Well,
woo!
And it's weird how the different skills that you would never think of follow you too, because like, my wife, she's retired now, but she had a grooming shop for years and years. I think we had it for 7 years, and tile floors. Man, I could polish the shit out of those floors.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things, man. It's like I was the last one in my flight to wear BDUs. And every single day, I'd be like, Arn, when are you gonna get some ABUs, dude? Not until I have to. Not until I am required to. And then you were
supposed to wash them with only one or two different detergents.
Cut it off.
Because something about the infrared or some shit.
Yeah,
and nobody did. And nobody did that.
You couldn't do like you did with BDUs, where working on the flight line, you throw in your detergent and then you throw Coke in with it to get the hydro out, or to get the fuel out.
And always do it at the dorms.
Always do it at the
dorms. I lived in base housing, and I would go once a week to the dorms to use their washing machine. Because fuck those kids.
After you dunk on all the exit signs and throw them inside the washers, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. That's always a good time. Someone did that at Tyndall, allegedly.
Allegedly.
I don't know who it was.
Did you guys ever work with Lazaric?
Limerick.
Oh, anyway, let me tell a quick story.
Limerick.
It has something to do with hydraulic fluid, right? He and I are working out on a jet, and the APU won't run. Zumi tells us swap the APU, right? Swap the APU. I hop in the seat, try to fire it up. It doesn't fire up. We're like, what in the hell is going on? This is APU number 1. Zumi comes out. He was like, support gave you guys the wrong APU. It was the bad one from the day earlier, right?
Oh, boy. Always
this one looks a little familiar.
So we swapped that one out, and or I go to pull the other one out, and he's like, go get another one from supply. So I hop in the truck. I come back, and the APU's out, and it's been like 45 minutes. And there's Limerick. He's on an east-west crane smoking a cigarette. Right by the damn jet. He's sitting on one of the big outriggers. Yeah. And I didn't say anything to him about him smoking. I was more impressed that the APU was out. But the funny thing is that the other one was in the cradle, right? But this one was just laying on the ground. And we get the third APU out of the truck. You can carry those things if you really wanted to, like 2-man carry, because they were.
Or if you're a giant, you can just put it under your arm.
160 pounds maybe. Yeah. But anyway, we got everything swapped over, and we got it pointed in, and we're walking back from the farthest row on Tyndall by the age yard, and I've got buckets of PAO, and he's got 2 buckets of hydro fluid, and we're walking, and this a-hole, he's like, whoops, and he throws them into he throws him into the air. Yeah. I was like, dude, he's like, I tripped. And it went all in that grass area. And I'm like, dude, we're going to freaking go to jail. So,
dude, that's normal down the ramp at the 15s when we were like depuddling and shit like that, on a constant basis. Yeah. It was always a thing, or with a hydro. Oh, oops, the wind blew. My bucket fucking fell over. there it goes. You know what I mean? Or we would go, allegedly. I knew people, not we. I knew people that would dump the hydro
Dash 60
into a Dash 60. Yeah, just
dude at
dump
Edwards
the hydro or the fuel into a Dash 60. It would burn it.
It
Done. It
runs.
was good to go.
At Edwards, we had somebody dump a bunch of hydro into the Dash 60, and fucking the flight chiefs and everybody QA found out about it. So we're all lined up at the fucking flight chief's office to bring in one person at a time, fucking interviewing everybody. And then here comes fucking, he was my supervisor at the time, but fucking RFP, he passed away, but he comes through the hall, like past everybody, stood up. He's like, I got this. I know what happened. I did it. He just walked straight in.
What a champ.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's at Elmo. They used to dump it in the in the slots. It was I can't remember what that was. It wasn't a hotel. It was adjacent to it.
Talking about the
when
ones, 1 and 2.
Yeah. And I'd just be walking through and I'd see I don't know, probably 15, 20 times. I walk through and I see somebody dumping buckets of hydro in the drains, and I'm just, whatever. It's not me. Let's keep going.
I've seen that. Knowing what I know now and where that goes, I feel bad.
Or like fuel tubes, right? We had fuel tubes that we had to put into to the jets for the F-100s because they fucking are pieces of shit and dump fuel everywhere. It's like that.
Let's go.
They wouldn't take it down and then dump it in the bucket. They would just be like, oops, bump the fuel tube out of the jet. It would dump all over the fucking place. You're like,
it'll happen, right?
I mean,
Man,
they've been doing that at Tyndall since the 40s. So I mean,
bro, listen to this. They're tearing up everything at Tyndall, right? All of the hangars are gone. And they're doing like this cleanup mitigation thing. There's these big box trailer things with all these lines going into the earth, and they've been there for like 6 months. And they've got like 2-3 stories tall of dirt mixed up. And during the summer, driving by there, it smelled like oil, hydraulic fluid. Like the whole flight line side of the base because of all of that dirt that they were
because of all the fighters that they've had at that base.
Yeah, man, and it's crazy because all of that was under concrete that was like 2 feet thick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
well, remember when we were there? Between, you may not have been there at the time, but they were finding like lead from rounds and stuff over at the
Shooting range?
Over at the remember over at the school they had to close down the school for a little bit.
I think you
know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember that.
I think it happened in like 08 or 09, somewhere around between 07 and 08. They had found like contamination over there. Then they had to shut it down to clean it because I think it was an old shooting range at some point.
When I used to go fishing out there by the water treatment plant, way back there behind the fucking dorms.
I used to catch stingrays over there. I used to catch all kinds of shit over there. Small little sharks.
When we'd
sharks
go,
are amazing over there.
Where was I think it was north. I don't know, to the left from the water.
Yeah,
wherever that fucking was. I would fucking there on the water edge. You could find fucking 50 cal rounds all over the fucking place. I still have a bunch of them. That's the shooting range.
Yeah.
It's on the opposite side of the shooting range off 98.
Yeah,
all those rounds are sitting there.
I found a couple of them, and you had to scare away the fiddler crabs. Thousands of fiddler crabs, and you'd scare them away. And if you saw something and reach down, and find a cool little round or something.
Dude, those things were, you go out there and there was just a mob of them. You know what I mean? Or it's like when you go out to the boardwalk. Remember headed out to the boardwalk? You just see a mob of those crabs and try and catch them.
We would go, about halfway down the boardwalk, there's a little pond, and we would use a cast net and get a bucket of shad or finger mullets, and then take those out to the old water treatment plant, slit them with a knife, and use a steel leader, and we'd fish for sharks. And like a 3-foot shark, dude, with some Italian dressing on the grill, that's some badass food.
Sounds like you hung out with Fab.
How big was the hammerhead you caught out there?
It was a sandbar shark. It wasn't a hammerhead, but it was 6 feet.
6 feet?
Oh,
right
damn.
Fucking coast, yeah. I thought it
some
was
muscle.
Stingray at first. It took a while.
Dude, I've only went out there drunk and and at night
every
after
time.
springs, right? And I never paid much attention to it, but my second time going back to Tyndall, I went out there, and I think I got a theory on why there's so much fish activity there. The damn water treatment plant is leaking into the bay right there.
Oh yeah, feeding them.
It's not obvious. It's almost like it took 50 years for a leak to find its way downhill, and it's just seeping out, and it smells.
They're putting stuff in the water to make the freaking frogs gay.
You know, the best thing about Tyndall was the
sweat.
We've talked about this already. No, not the sweat or the swamp ass or the no-see-ums, but it was the paper mill. At 7
It
o'clock
smells
in
so
the morning,
nice.
when you're on mid-shift and you're getting ready to leave, and you're like, man, and then it just starts looming. You're just like, oh my God.
Or going
Okay,
I want to die.
So Hubble, you were at Tyndall, and I've asked the other guys this. When you're leaving base and you're leaving the island, and as soon as you get across the bridge on the right side, there was a little barber there, a little barber shop. Did you ever stop there?
on the right or the left?
There was one
On the right. There was a gas station on the left.
No, I never went in there.
So apparently I'm the only one. But this dude was
by
like,
the donut shop.
he was ancient, and he had little massagers and stuff. It was like the best fucking haircut I ever got in my life.
I mean, hey, your eyes are closed. It don't.
Yeah, mouth is a mouth, you know. Hey, whatever happens.
Like that barber shop was equal to the barbecue station on the way to Panama City.
Or remember the donut shop? I mean, I was fat, so I went there. Right after.
Yeah, it's still there.
Oh, is it? Dang, it survived. Yeah, Leon's Donuts, those are the best.
Dude, I think the reason why it survived, it's because it's only like 8 feet off the ground. If it was probably 10, it probably would have been completely demolished, but nothing happened to that small business whatsoever.
He covered it in donut glaze prior to the hurricane coming through.
There's so much donut juice everywhere.
Or had a bunch of fat airmen around it. I'll pay you in donuts if you surround my business, fat airman.
Is Tyndall like shut down? Like there's nobody stationed there still?
No, it's they took the 43rd and it had been remodeled by OSS, so it is not set up whatsoever like an AMU, but they're using it for the new 95th for the F-35. And
okay, because I knew a lot of those guys either went north. I can't remember what that base is called, or they went out to Pensacola.
Eglin.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were out at Eglin for freaking almost 5 years. Dang, you got yourself a Bud Ice already?
Bro, this is my third one. What are you? I thought you were a crew chief about to retire.
Dang, dude.
He works in the office, doesn't he?
Dude, he's gonna run out of Bud Ice, and then he's gonna get into his Four Locos, and then we're really gonna see what happens with little Mikey.
You're starting Columbus Day off right.
You've been. Oh, I forgot. I didn't know this was Steal Somebody's Country Day. You
is it when today? Today, right now?
Man, it's too bad I'm not reserves. I'd be getting paid like time and a half.
There it is. Indigenous Peoples Day.
Dang. I have to go to work, motherfuckers. I have to go mop up stuff in the hangar with.
So I know you said you're at 20 years and some. Are
Monday is Columbus Day.
Are you getting out, or are you still gonna keep going?
No, dude. I'm my effective retirement date is 1 Feb 24, and my ceremony is next week. I'm on terminal.
Oh, congratulations! Have you used that? There's a new program that one of my buddies he did 26 years. He just retired,
nice.
And he used a program where for the last 6 months that he was in, he got to go to whatever kind of job he wanted to do, and so he was nice. That's awesome.
It's an internship. There's a company that I use that's letting me learn a skill through an online company, and they keep track of all the progress, and we have Zoom meetings and stuff like that. But for the most part, I'm a stay-at-home student for the next 2 months, which will be 4, and then my terminal leave starts 1 December.
Man, that's super awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Are you going to grow your beard longer like Blackbeard's, or are you just going to leave it like that?
Dude,
because it looks good. It looks really good right now.
I trimmed it up because it's starting to get down here in my mouth. I'm at that point to where it's growing longer, and I'm starting to groom it because I want to get a little
keep food,
a little whatever the hell that's called.
Handlebars.
A pirate mustache.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, mine's short right now, but normally I keep it, like Blackbeard's pretty much. And but yeah, dude, I have to take some scissors because that upper lip, dude, you can't eat soup, you can't eat sandwiches, you can't do anything.
Dude, I'm gonna take a sip of Monster right now, and in like 3 more seconds, I'll take another sip from my mouth.
Yep.
That's like Blackbeard eating hot dogs. He gets all the condiments all over the
go.
place.
I have to wash my face afterwards.
You just like stuff some hot dogs in there.
Yeah, he's just Blackbeard and hot dogs, man.
Yep.
He's just
No, I'm not doing that. I'll keep it at I think I use either 7/8 or 5/8. I don't want to. I can't get any longer than this because, dude, it's all gray here, but it's like spur. If I look at the top of my hair, man.
going chrome, dude. It's okay.
Dude, have you seen Mike Stoltz in a while?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stoltz.
Yeah.
He turned gray quick.
Yeah, he did. Had a rough time in the Air Force.
Yeah, dude, he was really young and turned gray, bro. I remember Stoltz being. You're like, what the fuck
baby
happened
face,
to you, dude?
I'm in a dim lit area right now, but I'm pretty much all gray.
There you go.
Everybody's going. I got
You
a
just
little
gotta
bit
accept it.
little bit of white going here. I have a
Can't wait
teenage
to have
daughter.
a white beard. Fill in his
Teenage
Santa
daughter.
during
That's,
Christmas.
I asked Blackbeard a couple weeks ago. I was like, "Do you dye that shit? Like, how are you the same age as me almost?" And
I think he's got some Hispanic in him somewhere.
Low
He's got-
stress.
he's got
Cuban
something
beat.
in him. No stress.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, Cuban B.
You still powder coating stuff?
I still have the equipment. I haven't
Nice.
done it in a while, but yeah.
Dude, you powder coat shit and you didn't tell me? Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Let's go. We got all
everybody
kinds of
knew.
stuff to do. No. I didn't know this.
Everybody. Yeah.
I have
Dude,
shit on my bike and we need to do. I'll bring my bike over.
He did like every single piece that you can take off my motorcycle.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it was like $190 shipping.
From Florida to California.
Yeah.
The bike
Oh,
looks
I'll
like
be
good
damned. You
afterwards.
guys are gonna get me to California one way or another, aren't you?
Bro, come out here, Mikey.
It was Iron Man.
Dude, I
bike.
actually. So we've been looking for houses for a couple weeks now, and I actually found a couple houses in California that I did like, but I just can't. Man. California is too.
Listen,
Don't do it.
that's why I
don't
only
know.
work out here 3 days a week and then live in Arizona.
Oh, there you
for the
go.
rest.
Like, I got an uncle that lives in San Diego, and he has to go to Arizona and smuggle straws. He buys cases of straws to smuggle back to California. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, but I mean, if you came out here, I do go to Arizona every week. I got you.
But
bro.
well,
I
guess
won't
that's
use my
pretty close.
prison wallet. I won't use my prison wallet for you.
Prison
Yeah, that would kind of. No. These straws were in someone's ass.
Yeah.
Oh,
They have the wrappers. They have the wrappers on. They're just fine.
They're sanitary.
Dude,
Sanitary.
I'm with you, Mikey. Northern California is lovely. Central California, lovely. But the ideology, the taxes, and then just people's mindset of I live in this state, I need to act a certain way. I don't want any part of that.
So once you
Yeah.
get in the desert, it's a totally different mindset. It goes to like Republican
Heads.
type shit real quick.
I feel like I'm too old for the desert.
once you cross the LA County, like
Yeah. LA is where all the
threshold,
nonsense
and
is.
you get into Kern County and everything, you're just like, oh man, like-minded people out here.
I think
Everything
Los
else is down south towards the coast.
needs like another a natural disaster. That usually brings folks together.
Yeah.
So, good.
And then
good
Snake, what's his name? Remember the movie? Escape from LA?
Plissken.
Yeah, he needs to come through and fucking fuck shit up.
Oh man, he
Hell
snagged
yeah.
Goldie Hawn and he never let her go.
Dude.
You guys getting ready for Halloween?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What about you? What are you gonna be? Are you gonna dress up? Are you gonna do anything?
Dude, I have decorated my entire house, the outside of my house, and I've built this train platform for my kids, and it's I
forgot about you and trains.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Like half spooky / like regular people, and then the other part of the tracks are like dead people. And it is it is stupid elaborate, and it's big, right?
You have a lot of trains? You have a lot of trains?
Different types of trains, yeah.
Do you like run them into each other? You're like,
I used to
Like
when I
Gomez
was a
Adams.
kid,
yeah.
I used to smash my Matchbox cars with a hammer, right? And they were all my dad's Matchbox cars from like the 60s and 70s, so they were really nice. And I would like stage train car accidents. It was pretty cool.
I used to do that shit too, and I would put them in the sidewalk, like the crack of the sidewalk, and hit it sideways so that the car would fold in half and shit.
I used to take my old Hot Wheels and throw them in the street and let cars run them over.
Yeah, I've decorated. We're in the camper here, but we decorated Mom's her yard with some skeletons and some tombstones and some lights, and I bought an old man mask. I got hosed, so I was like all excited about this old man mask, and it's supposed to be like
off Wish?
super. Yeah, well, no, it was on Amazon, but it was supposed to be super realistic, and I got it.
Amazon.
You bought it off Wish or Temu. It's like American Round Eye, old guy mask.
It was $14, and I was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be this." I can't believe I got this super realistic mask for $14, and I got it, and it's not realistic.
When I was a kid,
You bought it off Wish.
you would get like I was G.I. Joe when I was like 5, and masks back then were like a plastic.
The plastic with the string
for the eyes. Was it like that?
With the string that you put behind?
Yeah, dude, the elastic would break or
yeah. I was a hobo one year, and it had like the plastic cigar sticking out.
Dude, my kids want to be okay. So we're gonna go trick or treating. I'm gonna dress up because I want to trick or treat too. And my wife is like, "It's for the kids," and I'm like, "Fuck that! I'm gonna go trick or treat too." Exactly. I want my own candy. I want my own candy. So my niece and my daughter, they're gonna be somebody from Scream. I don't know what they're doing.
My son is Ghostface this year.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I don't know what they're doing. And then my son wants to be Harry Potter, and so I'm just like, where do I go from here? I might just steal like Blackbeard's idea and be a hot dog.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just run around in a big hot dog costume, which will also be cool because I'll wear it on the podcast or wear it on our live streams.
Be perfect.
You know? Yeah, I mean, it might be great.
Just don't do anything racist.
No. Ask me about my weirdo. I might do that a lot.
See, that mask isn't too bad.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, see that?
That's an Einstein mask.
Yeah, you look like you just got out of the morgue, dude.
Yeah, it's for $14.
Cool.
I can't bitch, but
I mean, if you churched it up a little bit, like put blood and stuff on there, it'd be cool. Or like walked around with a bottle of prune juice and you guys want a butterscotch? Oh my god!
Oh man, I was thinking about the mayor yesterday. I had butterscotch in the cart, and I was like, should I buy that? My wife's like, if you want it. And I'm like, I don't want it. My buddy, I kind of feel like I should buy some.
Out of respect for the mayor.
Out of respect for mayor. You guys want your butterscotch?
And I was like, no, I can't justify $7 for that. So I put it back.
Dude, did you guys hear about this new app that came out? So I was on air, or I saw somebody sent it in our QA fucking group. Like, and it was in Air Force Times, but it's an app to basically like describe your barracks, right? To like review your barracks. Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like basically like a Yelp style app to rate them.
Are they gonna do anything about it?
It's called Hots and Cots. They probably won't do shit about it, but it's called Hots and Cots. And okay, this comes from Air Force Times, so I'm reading off of it. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty funny. It's not going to do anything but highlight people and get them in trouble, probably.
Yeah,
you know, if they leave like
it's a trap.
one star review and then just like trash the whole like thing. You know what I mean? Like it allows service members to anonymously review the quality of barracks and dining services. Troops have already posted more than a dozen ratings, scathing, glowing, and mediocre, since the app's launch on Wednesday. That's pretty cool.
Have any of you guys been to Anderson on Guam?
No.
So the first time we went there, they were like, "Well, we were going to put you in the queue, but we have this set of condemned dorms that you guys can live in."
Oh, perfect.
So
Perfect.
They put the whole AMU in this condemned section of dorms next to the bowling alley, and then they were trying to get the air conditioners working for us, and trying to. Our hangar that they gave us had been flooded, and we had to clean the shit up on Advon and mop everything and get all the mud off the walls and paint a bunch of shit. And so they started getting some of the air conditioners working. And once they got them going, I started calling different rooms because I found out how to call rooms. And of course I was, and so I'd call the rooms and I'd be like, "Hey, this is Joey with maintenance. Is your air conditioner running? Could you stand on the bed and check and see if your air conditioner's running?" "Okay, well, you better go catch that son of a bitch."
You better go catch it right now.
I think I called every room doing that shit.
Dang, dude. Yeah. That's how do you like that asbestos in there? That's great, isn't it?
Oh,
lovely.
yeah.
It's lovely. It just adds to it.
That's why I'm not gonna stop smoking, because fuck it,
we had dorms like that in Kuwait. It was like really bad. And the cool thing is they would come fix your air conditioning if it went out like right away. They made it basically like an emergency because it got to 140 degrees out there. But after a while, they had Kuwaitis that would come clean it, and then they stopped paying them, I think, and then started funneling that money into Tyndall, right? Because they need to do that shit. And it got bad, dude. We had one shower working. None of the washers or dryers in there worked. I mean, we had these big. Has anybody ever been to Kuwait or near there?
No, I just missed it.
We have these big fucking crickets. They're huge, loud as fuck. They're gross. They're all over the place. Man, this is a great trip. It's a really good trip. 5 stars for sure. For sure.
Anybody ever jerked off in a porta potty?
Yes.
Who hasn't?
Yeah. On 140 degrees. Yes. Yeah. Been there, dude.
Dude, when I was in Kyrgyzstan, fucking there's the honey wagon would come fucking and empty all the porta potties every now and then. But there was this fucking porta potty they couldn't get to for like months and months.
Oh no.
And it was in the back of like this mud field where they're
building, and it was all
new
just
dorms and
up.
shit. And there was a mountain coming out of the shitter. Fucking,
oh no.
The TC and the Nationals would sit there and hover over top of it and fucking shit on top of the pile with the door open.
Yo.
The only great thing about it was you could see China.
That's crazy, dude. Yeah, there's all kinds of porta shitters all over. Went over in Kuwait. And they always had like the movie titles and what was your shit? Describe what your shit was like in a movie title, and just the walls were filled. I mean,
the best quotes were in
some of the best quotes and some of the best like stories, because people were just sitting there for hours trying to get away from work or whatever, just bored.
Man, when I got out, I did
shitter poems and
when I first got out, I did satellite installs for about a year and a half, and I went to this customer's house one time, and I had to. We waited and waited
Puts
and
the
waited.
lotion in the basket.
Finally, this lady shows up, and we go inside, and then it's like, I don't know, probably 3,500 square foot house, huge 2-story house. In the living room, there was a pile of trash bags about 12 foot tall. And I was training a guy, and I told him, I said, go in with her and go upstairs and check the rooms. And I told her, because we had waited for 45 minutes, I drank 2 Monsters. I was like, can I please use the restroom? She says, yeah, it's right down the hall. And I went in the restroom, and it was like that. It had shit, like a mound of shit coming above the toilet seat. And I got a real weak stomach, so I started gagging, and I ran out of the house. And my buddy I was training, he was upstairs trying to kick doors open because there was so much trash. He couldn't open the doors. And I called my supervisor, and I was like, man, I'm not doing this. Cancel this. And well, what's wrong? I said, well, there's shit bigger than me in the toilet. So anyway, you see a lot of shit, literally and figuratively, doing satellite installs. So I only did that for about a year. That was back when the money was still good before they changed it all up.
The good shit.
Dude, it's those hoarder houses, bro. It's those hoarder houses that they're more, that you see on A&E. Do you watch that shit?
Mm-hmm.
You guys
That's
ever watch
crazy.
Oh, yeah, I've
that?
watched a couple of those.
People can
That's
live like
crazy
that.
stuff, right?
Don't get it.
Yeah, like you have things that could fall on you and kill you. It's a dangerous
just have
job, man.
Pathways through their house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, that's nasty.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I don't have the cleanest place, but it's just crazy, dude. Just
Some of those are bad.
The hoarding
There's,
is crazy. It's
dead
out of
cats
control.
and fucking all kinds of rodents in there.
Dude, there was worked with a girl. She's a family friend. She PCS'd, but she had her house here. I became the what the heck is that? Power of attorney over her home. People squatted in her house and couldn't get them out. And this was during COVID.
Was this after the hurricane? You said during COVID. Okay.
Yep, after the hurricane, during COVID, where you couldn't kick anybody out of the house. They lived in that house almost a year. They never took the trash out. They were doing they were either doing heroin or meth. They had 3 kids. And once we served all the paperwork and then, we kicked the door in to evict them, they had fled. And dude, there was piles. The entire 2-car garage was full of trash and dead animals. The lanai was full of dog crap and 2 dogs. So dog pee, poop, probably for the last 6 months. And the trash in the house was starting to decompose. And it was so nasty that it was sweating the walls in the house. They had all these fly papers hanging down from the ceiling in every room, and the place was absolutely wretched.
I bet that smelled amazing.
It was. I've never smelled anything like that, man. And I felt horrible because the kids were living in this stuff. We found one of their diaries, and it was pretty sad. They were clearly on drugs, the parents, because the kids were just innocent. And some of the stuff that they wrote in there regarding their parents' safety and not falling asleep and having doctors come and wake them up, which I think is what they're talking about paramedics. Yeah. Dude, it took one of those, I don't know, man, the dumpster's 12 foot tall, 10 foot tall by 20 foot long. And she had to pay a company, I think it was $7,000 to empty that house and to clean it, repaint it. And then I refloored the whole place because the carpet was worn down to the concrete in area where it was a path worn, and it was sticky and it was yucky. And I've lived in a house for a long time with carpet, right? And the same carpet, and I've never worn a path into the carpet. What do you do to wear a path in the carpet?
They're cutting the rug.
Just pacing back and forth, man.
Did you taste it?
No.
Pacing back and forth, man.
Dude, no, seriously, they had to have been.
Shadow men.
Maybe they were. I don't know. I'm 320 pounds, and so I can't say maybe they were heavy.
They weren't. They were meth skinny. It makes sense. Maybe they were just pacing back and forth. There was probably like 6,000 Mountain Dew cans throughout the whole house, and just stacked everywhere. Half drank.
They must have been extreme, dude. Super extreme. Fucking doing bike tricks in the backyard and shit on meth and Mountain Dew. Holy fuck.
Dude, there was like a pool with like 2-foot long fish growing in it. Mattress there.
New species living in the pool.
Gosh, man.
Speaking of meth and Mountain Dew, this is my special blend.
We found a
meth fish
in the garage that was dead, and I was like, this is nasty. There's like 2 dead dogs and a cat, and then there was this drum out in the backyard that I couldn't pick up. I didn't open it. I had to.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
And they shared the same sentiment. They got a couple of other people to help them, and they threw that in that dumpster. It was heavy. There's probably a kid in it.
I walked into recently. I was told that I was like part of this will, right? And I thought it was a fucking scam. I was like, it's got to be a scam, dude. But it was my biological grandmother, and walked into this house that she was in, that she lived in. Talk about that kind of stuff. It was really bad, dude. It was like there's cat piss and shit everywhere. The carpets have been, there's no carpets in there. Like the bathrooms were I mean, dude, the story, how I explain it, I can't really convey how it was, but when you walk in there, dude, and we had to put like covers over our shoes, over our boots, because there's like, I guess my aunt found like a dead dog and dead cats in there, and all kinds of stuff, dude. It's crazy. Dang. It's still really bad. Really bad. And then the neighbors next door were like, yeah, we were helping her. And it's like,
with what?
Oh, helping her with what? There was like nothing in the cupboards. There's no food in the cupboards. There's no nothing. She had like one TV, bed in the living room, and then the rest of the place was just covered in like cat shit and piss. Dude, it's bad. It's real bad. The only way you're gonna be able to clean that thing is by burning it down.
Yep.
Honestly, like it's really bad. It's just sad to see like
that.
Older people, get into that kind of situation where nobody helps them. You know what I mean?
My aunt was just like that, man. Had 28 cats in her house.
Holy fuck! How do you get that many cats?
She's an old lady, a bitter old woman who hates men, and she's just a cat hoarder. And they destroyed that house. And then one day, it caught fire.
Oh man!
I was just gonna say, my great grandma was like that. Just would feed the cats scraps and stuff, and they would come from all over the place. And it got to the point where the front porch, you would get within about 10 feet of it, and all you smelled was just cat, like ammonia, and you there was dead cats, and there was mutated cats, and all kinds of shit. And then one day the house caught fire.
Yep. Same thing here. It burned the whole second story down, but insurance covered it, and they rebuilt the whole house. And that was the only thing that took that nasty ass smell away. The good old house fire.
Yeah, if I wanted to put money into it to fix it, to like rent it, I would have to pull up all the it's like a trailer too. You know what I mean? It's not a house, it's a trailer, right? So I'd have to pull up all the floorboards, and then pull off all the wall up like 2 or 3 feet up, you know what I mean? Because the cat piss soaks in and then goes in the drywall, whatever, you know what I mean? So I'd have to, dude, it'd be so much money, so much fucking money to even do anything with that house, trailer, whatever you want to call it. It's crazy. But yep. Hey, we're having this Raptor party.
Yep.
And I have not heard one thing about a fucking trash hauler today. Woo! Woo! Just kidding.
What's the trash hauler again? A C-130?
Any car.
Pretty much anything that's
not a fighter.
Not a badass.
There's only 2 types of airplanes, fighters and targets.
I really enjoy.
Well, there's 16s too.
Hey,
Nobody likes 16s.
okay. Listen, I worked them. They're pretty cool. I mean, sort of.
I mean, they're
little bit.
kind of like.
But they fit in your pocket.
I mean, yeah, it's like when when you have that little short friend who likes to fight a lot, who can really get in, who's scrappy, that kind of person.
The guy that always starts shit at the bar and says, "Well, my friend over here."
Yeah, they're the ones, the little short guys, the stocky, like scrappy. They always run their mouth, and then they're like, "Well," and then when their A10 buddy comes in, to fuck shit up, they're like, "I don't know what happened."
So I was walking down the line, and I had 2 16s in my pocket.
Yeah, they just, like I've said before, they just took something small and tried to stuff everything as much as they could in just this tiny space.
They're pretty badass though. They're like the Sportsters of the fighter nation,
They're the Miatas.
Yeah, they're like the Sportsters. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And then you have your 15s, your A10s, your Raptors that are the baggers, right? And then you have your, F-35. He's kind of the Dyna.
Yeah.
I mean, not as cool, obviously.
You still got a bike?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I sold that when I got my
ride every day, boy.
What are you riding?
I ride a Pan America.
Oh, and you mentioned that last time, and I looked those up. They look pretty cool. It's like it seems like it's kind of like an adventure bike, Harley.
Yeah.
Am I wrong on that?
It's a confused Harley.
Yeah.
It doesn't know what it is.
So it's a dual sport Harley, right?
Oh, that's cool.
It was something different rather than being like the normal brother, because I've had Dynas, I've had Ultras. So I traded my Ultra in for this, and I had to ride it twice at the dealership. It's fucking badass. I love it. It's got 5 ride modes.
Well, obviously, for the time you've had it and the amount of miles on it, that's some of it's got.
Yeah, now it's up to about 24,000 in a year. So,
geez, yeah, you're right. You're getting at it. I did that to my R6 in 04 when I bought it. I think it's got close to 50,000 miles, but my first 2 years it was like 19 grand I put on it.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Hell yeah. Ride or die, motherfucker. Rain or shine, dude.
I was a airman living in the dorms, riding my motorcycle to work.
The last bike I had was a ZX12, and I had rode, I've been riding Harleys for 15 years and decided, let's try a sport bike. I've always wanted a sport bike, and hated that thing. I loved it. It was cool. Like, that's the only time I've ever been 160, 170 miles an hour. But at the same time, you can't ride it more than 30, 45 minutes because your back and everything else.
With this, with the Pan America, it took me a little bit, because it rides different, right? Yeah. So I don't have my feet out in the front. It's like a sport bike. I kind of have them sat back like a sport bike, but I ride it back and forth between California and Arizona, 4 hour ride. It's comfy. It's got the electronic suspension, so whenever I stop at stoplights, it'll lower where my feet are on the ground, or if somebody's riding on the back, it'll automatically adjust.
Wow. That's fancy.
It's a 1250. It's got 150 horsepower, 94 foot-pounds of torque, 5 ride modes. It's got road, sport, rain, off-road plus. It's very fancy.
That's too much shit for a motorcycle.
Very fancy and very fast. It's very, very fast, which I found out on accident when somebody jumped out at me at 1 a.m. on the 58. It was like middle of the desert, middle of the night. Someone like lunged out at me, and I just over by Kramer Junction. I don't know, some fucking
like a person or like a vehicle. A person.
Do you feel like it takes away from your rideability as far as your
let's go back to this person jumping out at him.
So this person jumped out at me at 1 a.m. in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere on the 58. And so weird. Yeah, it was weird. I was headed back
like this, jumping out.
Like jumped out at me to they lunged at me. It looked like it was like they were trying to pull me off.
While you were riding down the street.
While I was riding down the highway.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. So, like, with the
Desert
flick of my
tweakers.
wrist, like, I accidentally got to a high speed, which I've never gotten to before. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. No speed wobbles, too. It was cool. It was cool. I edited it out.
Oh, that's impressive for a Harley.
And I got to Barstow very fast, very quickly.
You think it was a ghost?
Yeah, dude, it was crazy, bro. I was like, nope, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
It's probably Hunter S. Thompson.
Maybe. It could have been the Yucca Man.
Oh, it could
How
have been
hard
the
is it
Yucca
to get
Man.
a concealed weapons license in California?
in Kern County, it's not too bad. LA
Kern County, very
forget about
easy.
it.
LA County,
So,
no.
there's no reciprocity throughout the whole state. It's only per county.
Yeah, each sheriff kind of decides.
Yeah.
That's
Each
the
county sheriff.
dumbest crap ever.
Do you mean like a class 3 or like what do you mean as far as a weapons license?
No,
CCW.
just
concealed.
Regular old concealed.
Oh, see, I live in Texas. You guys,
Class three in California? Puh, that's impossible. Impossible.
yeah,
Is
the only
Texas is an open carry with a concealed weapons license, right?
no, Texas is now open carry.
Just anyone.
Anyone, as long as you don't have a felony. If you want to conceal, then you have to have a CDL
Okay.
or your concealed carry.
CCW.
I wonder what the rate of petty crime or just regular assaults are now since that passed. You know,
I
are
would-
people minding their
I would-
P's and Q's.
I don't know. I honestly, I don't feel like it's changed much. But I will say, Alaska's been that way for years and years and years.
Mhm.
And I felt like there was hardly any crime in Alaska because nobody fucked with anybody because you never know. Like combat fishing, you're flinging a fly rod 3 feet away from some other random dude and everybody's wearing a 45 on their hip. So nobody fucked with shit. So
Yeah. No,
That's
I
how
agree.
Arizona is. I'm sorry to interrupt. Arizona's like that's constitutional carry. You don't have to have a permit or anything to carry while in Arizona. In your car, on your person, they don't give a fuck. And everybody's armed out here.
So
So
Florida just did that too.
fuck
didn't
around
they?
and find out.
and then New Mexico, I think it was New Mexico, that governor tried to say that the Second Amendment, she was allowed to amend Constitution as she saw fit. And so she took away the Second Amendment for certain cities, and
Instead of the
they
public-
ruled that she was a dumbass.
Yeah,
It was mainly just for Albuquerque because
yeah.
they have such expansive deserts. You know what I mean? So she was only really covering Albuquerque, but I think her fuck thing was bullshit.
Yeah,
It was a
Damn
public
terrorist.
health fucking something. She said
She's
it
a
was.
terrorist.
I don't know. I've got a lot of thoughts. I didn't. I also did not put my flag at half staff this week for Feinstein because
Fuck her.
Oh yeah, I was wondering why all the
The
flags were
crypt
half
keeper
staff.
is finally gone.
I was wondering why everything was in
Like,
half staff.
how-
I was like, why?
how
What
can
was
you
going on?
be having a power of attorney for the past 7 months, but yet you're still being wheeled around and people are like, she's like, what do I do? And her people are like, just say I. And so you don't know where you're at or what's going on, but you're still voting on shit that affects the American public and our children and the generations to come and everything that's going on right now. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. There should be a limit on that. Boys, I'm going to have to sign off here in a little bit. We're going to run to the doctors.
Doctor.
All right, man.
Yep.
It was wonderful having you on.
Hey, thanks for
It was
And
having
as
me.
always,
very nice to meet you, sir. I feel like I know you. Like maybe I've run into you. I don't know.
You probably have. I left Tyndall in 09, and then I came back in 13.
I bet you look much younger whenever you're shaved.
The last time you saw me, I had probably had a skin shaved head and no beard. I was supposed to tell that story, but I'll tell that story next time.
There you go.
right on.
Yeah,
Right on.
good times. Break
It'd be
riding,
something
walking by.
you could look forward to. Yeah, my flight chief thought I was a white supremacist.
That reminds me of Blackbeard, that picture.
And that guy didn't help.
Right? Hanging out with him didn't help. Yeah.
No, because
I
he
think
had
didn't-
a shaved head too.
Didn't you get an incentive? And you had that?
Yeah, that was towards the end. I had hair, but before that, I never had hair.
Epic.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, boys, I got to get going. I got to take these kids to the doctor. It was fun.
Yeah, man.
Cool,
It was
man.
good having
See you next
on.
time.
All right,
Anytime you want to get on, let us know.
Copy.
Yeah.
I'll see you, boys. Have a good weekend.
Later, brother.
You too.
Hey, and now it's just the three.
Just the three.
Where's Rhino? Where's Fab? They're
Well,
probably out
I'm
making it.
I'm pretending to be Fab today.
No, you're a Rhino.
You're
today.
Rhino. Yes.
Oh, I'm Rhino today. Oh yeah,
You're
Fab
Rhino
doesn't
today.
exist anymore.
Can you say something about like C-130s and you doing stuff to them, and then like saying that fighters suck, and then like try to talk shit to me about my beard or something, and go.
Well, when I was born in 2004, we didn't have fighters that I knew about, and so I decided that heavies would be the best thing to do. So I like the fact that they have their own bathroom on board, and sometimes they give you
Interesting,
cheese and crackers. And
Please
it's
tell me more, right?
And you
That's,
really wanted to be a flight attendant.
You really want
Yeah,
to
Serve pilots.
couldn't pass the test to be a flight attendant, and so I decided to be a crew chief on trash haulers, and then when I graduated in 2018, joined the Air Force, and
Let me
that's
ask you
my
a
story.
question, Rhino, when you had to clear the trash out of the trash hauler, how did that make you feel?
I loved it. It made me feel like I was at home. It was the best part of my job, I think, is sweeping the floors. I really like that because sometimes we would drop badasses off from the airplane in the air, and I swept up after them. A lot of Cheeto dust,
A lot of Cheeto dust. A lot of poo poo pee pee. Hell yeah. That was
How
great.
were your- How were your fluffing skills?
Well, you got to have them on point because as a crew chief, you directly deal with the pilots as a flying crew chief. So you have to be a really good fluffer. A lot of times I wore roller skates to make it so I could get there faster.
Roller girl.
Did you have like a notebook to write down the pilots like exact times and when to put their meal in? You know what I mean? And or did you have
Yeah,
to
because
prepare their meals?
there's an onboard microwave oven, and so we would utilize that a lot with our different meals that they would request. Sometimes you'd tell them, "Hey, this is what we're having," and they didn't like that, and so I'd have to whip something up for them in the back.
It's the cook. Did you have your apron on and everything?
Yeah, a lot of times I'd have one of the guys do my hair before, so I look good when I come through that door. You don't want to show up to the flight crew with your hair in a mess and not having your apron on.
Only after you serve up your hair.
I'm so glad you came on today.
I'd have the avionics guys spray some lube on my wheels and my bearings, and that way I was even faster.
In your butthole.
Gotta maintain those skates, dude. Hell yeah. Dude. Listen, this has been a good show here. It's been a good show. So I was looking at stuff like aviation history stuff. There's not much going on today.
In this day of aviation.
In this day of aviation. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so I give you some stuff like think about it here. Oh, October 6th, which is today. The first of 11 prototypes of the MiG-29A fighter made its first flight in the Soviet Union.
And didn't fly again for 12 years.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that you were inverted with a MiG-29?
MiG-28.
Oh, well, my
a
quote didn't go off as well.
It was a MiG-28, and it was actually, was it F5 or T-38? I think it was a T-38.
It was a 5. Well, they're pretty much the same thing.
They're the same thing.
Yeah.
Do they use those for anything but training these days?
The F5?
No.
No, the 38s.
Yeah, it's just training. I think they're getting replaced by the T7.
Yeah, they are soon. Speaking of the T-38, on this day in 1961, October 6th, that was a great segue, guys. Thank you.
Ooh.
That helped me out here.
Plan.
I was thinking about doing this every time, bringing up the news or bringing up something in aviation history, because this is obviously what we do, right? We're aviators, sort of.
Yeah.
Let's see. During a 2-month series of speed, distance, and altitude record attempts at Edwards Air Force Base, Jackie Cochran set a world record for a speed over a closed circuit of 100 kilometers without a payload, flying a T-38. Her average speed over the 62-mile circular course was 1,262.188 kilometers per hour. That's in American. That's 784.287 miles per hour.
So that's over Mach 1.
Yeah, she was flying a jet at Edwards in the 60s
with correct barometric pressure and everything. That's over Mach 1. Because what is it? 742 point something.
It was 1.2 Mach.
Yeah.
1.2 Mach. Wow, look at you. You're
700 something at sea level is Mach.
I'm pretty smart,
Yeah, and you know that, like, going through your like A&P stuff, and you'll see this, but like, the speed of sound basically depends on temperature. It's like
temperature and barometric pressure and all that shit.
Yeah, temperature directly messes with the speed of sound, right? So,
but on your normal deals, it's supposed to be like 742.3 or some shit.
Let's see. Okay, so in 1983, on October 6th, the first flight of the Bell helicopter Kiowa reconnaissance helicopter took place. Yeah,
those are sweet. They're still
great.
The little birds, right? Those are the little birds.
No,
the Kiowa's bigger than the little birds. Never mind.
Yeah, they look like normal. Your normal, like,
it's like the typical Bell but fighter.
Typical Bell.
Yeah.
And then it's got the fucking pod up on the top.
Mm-hmm.
It does this, and you can see stuff with it.
That's right.
Fucking rotor heads.
I like throwing out my aviation knowledge when people think you're stupid, and then I talk about like speed of sound and truth circle and different shit, and people are like, "What the fuck?"
Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah, you're the Venturi principle, and people are like, "What? Mm-hmm. How do you know this shit?" I guess that goes back to what we were saying earlier about, we're not your average person. We're not your and it's funny because people think that you are just from the look.
I don't look average.
Me neither.
Well, I guess I don't know. We're all pretty white.
White and nerdy.
Yeah, we all look pretty average. I don't know. You look, Blackbeard. You definitely don't look. That beard, man. Props. That is
every day it gets longer.
Question: how many birds do you have living in there now?
I lost count after 10.
You lost count after 10, and what kind of bird?
All kinds.
Could you have Lil Mikey, like, identify the species of bird living in your beard
by their tweets? Probably.
Tell me what kind of call this is. I've been buying bird calls so I can sit on my front porch and call birds.
Oh my gosh, dude! Can you send us clips? Like, put your phone up on a tripod.
Yeah. So far, I've got the hawk call. I've got crow call, and I ordered an Aztec death whistle. Well, I don't think that's going to call any birds, but dude, I just want to freak the neighbors out.
Did our podcast start this?
Did
it help start this?
It might have, because you had such a thing. Rhino made it out that you had such a big thing about the birds, and then I had so many birds in the background on several occasions then I was like, you know what? Let's make the birds. Let's make them come to us. And
Call
so,
them in.
yeah. So most of my day is pretty much spent sitting on the porch, just
messing with the birds. Are the birds out there?
Mikey's now the bird whisperer.
The bird. Lil Mikey, aka the bird whisperer.
You got to find what makes you happy in life, you know.
Are there currently birds out there now?
Yeah. There's a few out there now. If I went out there with that crow call or that hawk call, the crow call doesn't do a whole lot. It sounds more like a duck, which I was a little disappointed. But I'd have to find it.
Oh.
Hey, babe, where'd you put the crow call?
What is your favorite bird?
Babe, I need the crow call. That's the first time I've ever heard that.
The hot call is my favorite because it'll, I can really get them in. I think I had probably 30 or 40 birds in the tree the other day.
Wow.
They were knocking down. What kind of nuts are those? Pecans. They were knocking down pecans and all kinds of stuff.
Cool, dude.
Wow.
I want to see your skills at work. I really would like to see them at work.
Do you like get motions and shit, like acting like a bird?
How do you dress? How do you dress when you go out there and do it? Do you have feathers tucked in somewhere, and you're just like,
usually a bandana in my hair and a Hawaiian shirt or something. Like today, I'm rocking a bowling shirt. So,
oh, okay. Well, they respond to Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, let's see if we can get some.
You need to put feathers in your bandana.
Little Mikey live on the podcast. Keys to the Jet calling birds. This is great.
They'll show up. Give them a minute.
This is good content. They're coming. Do you feed them things? Do you give them like
no, fuck them birds.
Dude, you could teach ravens how to get money, and then when they bring you the money, you feed them.
I think they say ravens are the smartest birds.
You know that because there was a dude that was doing that, who was like, he had like a bunch of ravens. I think he had like 6 or 7 of them that he taught to trade money for food. So they would bring them.
I saw that video.
They would bring them all kinds of stuff.
Ravens are fucking.
And another thing that kind of led to this is my brother lives in Portland, and one of his old roommates had some kind of a raven call or some shit, and had ravens coming to him. And so I was like, all right, this sounds cool. I want to do this.
That is awesome. We have ravens up the ass out here.
There's a lot of them out here.
They work as teams, especially in Cal City where it's open. They work in teams of like 6 to get into people's trash cans. For reals. You'll have 2 like open in the side trying to fly up, and then 2 of them sticking their head in the
I'm down to 3%, guys. So if I do fall off of here later, I'll let you know right before it happens, but that's what happens.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, we're probably getting to the end anyways, where we gotta, give a cool what do you call it? Veteran program. Well, veteran program, since you're Rhino today.
Ooh.
I don't have a thing that I would like to promote today, but what I would like to say, and I thought about this the other day, the VA does get a lot of shit, and the VA has really, honestly, once you get the appointment and once you get in, they've always done a good job with me through my surgeries and things like that. So I just kind of want to give the VA props today.
Hell yeah!
It's I know there's a lot of issues and things like that, and everybody makes mistakes, and everything's a political thing or whatever. But at the same time, props to the VA because they take care of shit whenever they do.
Well, yeah, and they're stuck in the middle of this like quandary kind of thing, right? Where
it's like the kid between the parents kind of deal.
The government is telling them, we need you to do this, but the VA seeing Soldier, Sailor, Marines, Coast Guard, Space Force,
Spaceman.
Spaceman.
And there's 3 programs associated with the VA. I can't remember what they're called right now. They're going to get 6.2% with COLA. But from the latest droppings from what I've seen, for the rest of us, it's going to probably be around 3.2, which obviously not as great as last year, because that was a landmark thing. But at the same time, I'm not complaining about 3.2. You know,
right? Yeah. I was looking into using the Voc Rehab to get flight training done after I get my private pilot's license, because they'll pay for it as long as it's part of a degree program, right?
Yeah.
But the prerequisite is you have to be 30% or higher. You have to have your private pilot's license, and it has to be part of a degree program, and they'll pay for everything after that.
That's good to know, because I've really been wanting to fly helicopters here lately.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I was looking at after I get my private pilot's license, going to Embry-Riddle at some point and working on that. So that way, because I want to fly ambulance helichoppers or whatever, or fly my own helichoppers at some point. Try that kind of stuff, right?
and
there's a shortage. Sorry, Mike.
When you get into that 100% PNT club, now my wife can go to school, my son can go to school, our burials, I don't have to worry about that. That's covered now. There's a whole lot of things that open up once you get to that 100% PNT that a lot of other folks don't get. So just, I don't know. I've just been really grateful and really thankful that I got to where I'm at. And it sucks. I wish I'd had my body back, but at the same time, I'm glad I get the shit I get.
Right. But I mean, we did what we did kind of going into it, not knowing how, fucked up some people would be afterwards, but you took the chance. It gave me the training that I need to have a career. I haven't had to look for a job in, fucking years, knowing that I could just, if something happens, then I can always just put my shit out there and somebody will hook onto it. You know what I mean? Because of my past experience in the Air Force and other contracting companies or whatever. I'm not saying that if I lose my job that I'm going to get a job right away, but generally
it happens.
It happens. If I have my A&P, right? If I have my airframe power plant and say my pilot's license along with my Air Force and maintenance background, I will never have to actually look for a job. They'll probably be headhunting me. But you never know, right? I can't say otherwise.
That's something else. I get emails and stuff all the time. Places that are looking, and because of my background, and then also the people that we know, the friendships, or what would you call that? The connections that we know.
Networking.
Anything, networking. Anything in our field, career field, of the things that we know. I mean, shit. Just knowing you guys, if I wanted to, if I was still looking for a job, which I can't work at the moment, but if I was, I could go to California, and I know you guys, or I know people in DC, or I know people in Florida, or I know people, we know people all over the place.
And there's groups that we're all a part of that are constantly, like, somebody in there is somewhere going, hey, these guys, Boeing, for instance, is looking for techs out at rookie. Boeing is looking for techs out in San Antonio or Louisiana for F-15s, you know what I mean? Or like guitar stuff. There's a constant, flow of that kind of thing. And just that's the cool part of being in the Air Force. The other political bullshit I didn't like.
I think it's all the networking helps you out the most. Honestly, it's all about who you know.
Yeah.
That has a big part in it.
That and always like what helped me is I always kept my ear to the ground, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was never just like satisfied with one thing, and I really never am, right? No, really never satisfied in one spot and like, oh, I don't need to look for anything. I was always like, okay, my unicorn might come along one day, right? Because people are always like, are you looking for a new job or whatever? No, I'm just like, no, I might get a unicorn, dude, and I just gotta keep looking. You never know, because I could hit something where I'm making $230,000 a year, where
yeah,
people who are like, why are you doing that, are still mechanics making not as much as me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do not currently make that much, so just so you know, I do not currently make that much right now. Thank you. I would love to, but no, some other veteran programs I think we talked about before is Vet Tech. You guys ever heard of Vet Tech that the VA offers? That's basically to go to school. They'll pay for your classes, so you can get like most of them are for coding or like
a trade
web page stuff. It's basically like nerd stuff, but they're offering to pay for your classes, and then we'll help you get a job with Vet Tech.
And those dudes that are still in, that aren't vets yet, that are, they're still rocking the Air Force game. Tuition assistance is a huge deal, man. That's I clapped my way through my whole CCAF. Yeah, and back then the only class you couldn't take was speech. And once I want to say it was 2011, they started offering online speech classes, and that was the last one I needed. And so I took my speech online to get my CCAF.
You could come out with a bachelor's and then, come out with a bachelor's, even a master's, where you're working on you can work on your doctorate using
I was going to say,
GI Bill.
There's a guy we worked with in Alaska. I can't remember his name right now, but he clept his way through his CCAF. Then he used his tuition assistance to get his bachelor's. And then once he got out, he used his GI Bill to get his doctorate. And now he's a doctor. Yeah. And there's all and like with your VA loan, there was another guy we worked with up there that used his VA loan when he was in California to buy a duplex. You have to live in it for a year before you can rent out one of them. And so he lived in it for a year and then rented out the other half after that first year. Then because you have, it's not a one-time thing. He used his the rest of what he had to buy another duplex, lived in that half for a year. Then he started renting that out. Then he ended up buying an apartment complex. He did that with like 3 duplexes, then bought an apartment complex. And then when I was leaving, he was buying a gas station. Like
he was a slumlord.
But he made it work to his advantage, the tools that were available that a lot of people don't utilize.
Yeah, and he had a gun business too, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
He had an apartment. That whole thing was just wall to wall, every room, fucking guns. And he drove a different car to work every day. He had a different car.
Oh, yeah. That 5-ton, I think you might have left, but he bought a 5-ton and he left it in the squadron parking lot forever.
He rented a Ferrari in overalls in Vegas.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Good dude.
All right, guys. I got to get ready to
beat some meat
to work. I got to beat some meat.
Clean up
at work. And clean up some bullshit. No. So, where can you find us, Rhino? Where can you find us, Blackbeard? I'm sorry.
All the normal places. Here it is. I got it. I got my script.
Facebook, X, YouTube.
Look us up on the Buzzsprout. From there, you can see us on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google, and then all the social medias on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Discord. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Rumble.
We're on
we
Rumble.
Have a Rumble.
We have Rumble. It's connected to our YouTube page. But you can get on Rumble. We're gonna start live streaming on there. Don't forget we're on Twitch.
Rumble.
I will be fixing our Patreon this weekend. I know I've been saying that every fucking time, but I will be fixing our Patreon this weekend. So that way because people are like, Buzzsprout, that's like not a normal thing to subscribe to. Why don't you just put out something that's like people know about, right? Patreon. Then we'll offer other shit like nipple reveals and
buttered sausage.
Buttered sausage reveals and like
both
real voice reveals. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Like Bab Pumbaa might show up at some point. Just come across the screen real quick and be gone.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of stuff.
I don't think he's even real anymore. I think you guys just hired a homeless guy to pretend he was Fab.
If you've seen Fab, send us a message.
Yeah.
I want to say I appreciate you guys having me on again. Always a pleasure. Honor being able to talk to you guys. I love you guys.
Dude, you're VIP, bro.
Yeah. You're always welcome, brother.
VIP man.
I really appreciate you guys inviting me back.
Hell yeah, dude. Listen, you provide entertainment. You know what I mean? Can you be Rhino one more time before we leave? Just say something that Rhino would say that you'd think.
Man, in 5th grade, it was 2012, and this guy, he took my Vienna sausages, and at that point, I knew I wanted to work on hauling trash because the can and the juice, just the smell of it made me think, if I can do this for a living, I want to. And so that's why I joined the Air Force.
But not just a normal trash man with wings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because that suit, boy, that suit gets you hard. That's the thing.
You want to act like a pilot, but not really be a pilot?
If you ain't got a flight suit, you ain't shit. That's, we're kind of like weapons, but a little better.
Weapons of the pilot people.
This is awesome. Cool, man. Thanks, Rhino. Well, Mikey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. If you want to pull jocks, Mr. General
of the E4 Mafia.
If you want to pull us jocks, get us out of here. And then, we'll leave and see you next time.
Let's pull chocks, boys.
Hell yeah.
Looks like the fatties are rolling in, so we got to get out of here.
Woo! Go talk to them birds, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go tweet.
You better send a video.
My life away. I'll get them going. Hey. I'll get them going and send you guys a video when I get them all chirped up.
Yes, you better, dude. That would be so rad.
Church them up.
Church. Hell yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. We love you guys. We'll see you on the next one. You can catch us everywhere. Podcasts are broadcast. Bye.